Hi, everybody. It's Lisa from Sweet and Sassy Treasures, and I am flying solo today, so you'll have to forgive me as I make sure that I'm here. This is weird. Oh, no, there I am. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. I forgot to post something that I was going to be live, but it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock, so I figure everybody's going to know that I'm here. And we're going to do a tile today. I'm using this fabulous AB Studios rice paper. I forget what it's called, but it is linked in this week's live products on my website. The Mama's Damask Stencil. The Victoriana mold, which I use so much. It is a staple for sure. And then the rest of it, I'm not sure. So we'll have to see where we end up. But let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay. Here is my tile. You can see I was using resin. We'll just try and cover that right up. I got a bunch of things poured. First thing I'm going to do is get some white paint on here. Where are my brushes? My paper. So I always start with a 5x7 wood gallery blank. And from there, I put a thin coat of embossing medium on there. It gives it some really nice texture. I could be able to get this open, I think. I'm going to try though. Nope. We have to open the top. Hi, Shane. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tracy. So we're going to get a coat of white paint on here. And that's just going to help my rice paper to pop. We want it to be nice and vibrant. If you are here, anything you can do to interact with my page is a huge help. If you're shy, that's okay. You can just do a thumbs up. Anything that helps the algorithm is appreciated. This platform that I'm on, not YouTube, the other one, they have started randomly adding people to, it's not just mine, it's a lot of people's. Hi, Deb. To private Facebook groups that are like paid private Facebook groups. So if you feel like I'm spamming you, inviting you to my groups, that's not me. It is a glitch in the system that's been going on for months. And then I'm having to go in constantly and look at who's in there because you want to maintain the integrity of the people who paid to be in the group. So it's really amazing to me that continues to be an issue for months and months and months. So we got that going for us. The embossing medium is the best. It absolutely is, and it's so durable. So for those of you that are signed up for the Fairy Door Workshop, all of the kits shipped, all of the paints are in their own little sleeping bag. And those live tutorials start tomorrow. So it'll probably take 2 sessions tomorrow and then the following Wednesday, which will give people time to catch up. Let's get this dry. The IOD release is coming soon to a stockist near you. So fun, such fun stuff. Then I'm going to show you a couple of things that we did today. Well, this is, I love soldering. This is something we did in my membership group in October. But you should see all of these things that we cranked out yesterday. Just these fun little, this is only some of them. So just these little fun little blobs. I'm going to make a bracelet with these. Oh, Kathy, I know. It's, thank you. So look at this heart. That stamp solder, and these are so easy. Here's a fleur-de-lis. Then I did a little itty-bitty heart that I stamped XO into. And then look at this beauty. How fun, right? So I had to finish today because yesterday I got a little overzealous with the making of them. And so I didn't want to be on, I mean, it was a long one yesterday. Yeah, you know, it feels really rude for me to remove people. Like, it just seems so rude. But I have to do it out of respect for everybody else. I don't know. It's a hard one for sure. Oh, you know what I forgot? Decoupage medium. Hi, Luna. Hello. I got my paint couture paints in. I haven't had a chance to unpack them all and get them listed. But I will be using their decoupage medium moving forward. So this paper, I love the design, but it only will make sense if I put it up here. It's not going to make sense if I put it down there because it would be upside down. So there's 2 of them, but it really only makes sense to go one way. So I'm going to go ahead and get the clear liquid patina on here. It's going to be clogged too. Okay, should be good now. I don't want to over pour like I typically do. And with rice paper, you can do just about any decoupage medium. So the rule of thumb is you want the tooth of your decoupage medium to match the weight of your paper. So if you're using heavy paper, you want a decoupage medium with more tooth in it. So for these papers that are thinner, I'll use a thinner medium. I need to get this on the board. Where's the board? I don't know. So I did a last year at some point I did a tutorial on it. I think you can find it on YouTube. Can't find my board. That's what happens when I clean up. But when I get into heavier things, like when I use the prime duck canvas, then you need to use, you know, a heavier decoupage medium. So the heavier the thing is you're trying to decoupage, the thicker you need your medium to be. Is a good rule of thumb. So I may have to go over that edge a little bit. I couldn't get this propped up to be able to get that paper to stop bowing. Look at this dried. This paper is so gorgeous. Now I'm going to just slide this over to the edge. And sand that. Gives me a nice porous edge. Trying to be careful with this hand. This is still wet. And if my hand sticks to it, it can pull the paper up. I try and avoid a cut edge whenever possible. You can see my paper isn't attached well right there, but I can fix that as soon as I get this off of here. Got a fiber right there. And another one right here. If you're not careful, you really should cut those when that happens. It'll pull your paper back. So let me see. Check my edges here. Oh, I was able to smooth that back down. Isn't that so pretty? Pam's not here, it's just me. Oh, you see her. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. No, don't, if you accept, if you accept it, don't worry about it. That's not on you guys. That's on Facebook. It's Portobello Road. It's the 12 Sentiments of Christmas. It's one soldering group, but there's nothing in there. And then it's the group that I just started for Fairy Door. It just started adding people. So it's only certain groups. And it's a known issue. They're just making it more and more difficult for people to use this platform. Okay, I'm going to seal this, but before I do that, I love this background, but unless you look really close, you can't see the detail. So I'm going to use Mama's Damask, and I'm not going to use it on the whole thing, but I'm going to use it in this section in here. I want there to be something going on with the background. But I want it to be tone on tone. So the question became, what color do I want to use? So I'm going to take a navy blue. It's Hey Sailor. Just a smidge. And I'm going to take a little bit of black and mix it in. I'll show you in 1 second. Oh, this might be squirting out actually. So this will give me a deeper shade of blue, more navy. I may add some gray to it. And then I may add some white. To tone it down. So I want to get the right color, and then I want to knock back the hue so it's not so intense. So this is Mama's Damask, and now I'm just going to grab some sort of smallish brush. This should work. And I want to mix a color. So here's my Hey Sailor, and I'm going to pull a little bit of black in. I think that's going to get me there. A little bit more. And now I'm going to pull some white in. Here we go. And I think that color is going to be pretty good. So I'm going to take a stencil brush. I want to make sure that this is straight. I'm going to dab that color. I may have to mix up a lot more. Some white in there. Oh, that is so loud. Okay, so I don't want to go all the way up. And I worked really hard for this not to be symmetrical. And I don't want to go too high on the page either. Okay, that is layer one. So we got some blue in there. I'm going to need that stencil again. Let me dry this. And now I'm going to go in with the white over the top of this. So you'll only see a little hint of the blue. You didn't miss anything, Shannon, really. Nothing to speak of. Let me grab another stencil brush. I don't want to use that same one. I'm going to put some more white on my plate. Yeah, that's fun. All right, so I'm going to grab some more white. I want to tone this way, 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 way down. I'm going to grab my stencil back, and I'm going to sort of line it up, sort of. So this is where it was. Now I want to shift it a little bit so that there's a shadow. So I want to get it good first, and then I'm just going to take the whole thing and shift it a little bit like that. So now I've got the white. Got to offload and something else. So we're going to see a little of the blue. And it's hard to know how much to shift it. It's really kind of a guess. anything, I shifted a little too much. Now I'm going to want that to dry and then do another coat. No, that's going to look pretty good. And I'm going to do another coat because I want it to be darker than that. The white, I want to be darker. So I've got too much of the blue peeking through. We're going to put this back. And now I've got to try and get it where I had it. See, that would be this part right here. Line it up. If I get one spot lined up with the white, then it's going to be lined up everywhere. Got that part. This part feel, there we go. Like it may have shifted a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going back in with the white. So pretty. I'm going to dry that. Does look 3D. It's amazing, isn't it? Now, does it match the black? Not so much, but we're going to fix that. So I'm going to grab a sealer. I probably should have put some up there, but that's all right. Okay, let me see here. Here we go. Stir this up. Oops, I just spilt it all over the place. It's always fun. Okay, so I'm going to seal this. I'm not sure I'm going to get this lid back on. There we go. I'm going to dry this now. And then I'm going to tone it down with a wash. Stencil pastes are awesome. Stencil paste is almost the exact same thing as running embossing medium through a stencil. Problem is, for me, is I like monochromatic. So I use black and white or cream. I don't really use color. Before I go ahead and get crazy with a wash, I'm going to put the black on the sides. Because that's going to help tie it together. I want to tone that middle down though. Should be good. Last side. Let's take a look at the top. Just getting those corners. All right, we're going to dry that. And I think I'm pretty sure that the stencil pastes have way more concentrated pigment than we could get ourselves with just the embossing medium. But with mica powder, you could get pretty intense. But yeah, they're great. Pink Couture has beautiful colors. I just got a bunch of new German glass glitter in from them in beautiful colors, and then some like nuggets that I'm super excited about. I just have to have the time to get all that done. Getting ready for a workshop takes so much time. Hope that's not touching a cord. Let that cool for just a quick second. Sorry, Luna. Okay, once I get that smeared, I'm going to pull it down into the paper. It's so pretty. I do need to tone this down though. So I am going to take some white. What was that used for? Sealer, I think. That's all right though. So I'm going to take some white. And I'm going to water it down. Remember, I've got sealer on there. So I'm just spritzing that. Taking this brush, I think it had sealer on it. That's actually not a good idea to use a brush that had sealer on it, actually, because I won't be able to pull back. All right. I want this pretty watered down. Now I'm going to oh, you know what? My camera is mirrored. That's why I'm confused. Okay. Now right is right and left is left. Kind of just twisting my rag a little bit. Don't really want to use the part where I have black. That just kind of pushes it back in the background. Just take some of that white paint up here. And it's really, really dry, but that looks good. Happy with that. Now for the molds. So these are from Victoriana. And I've got this one that I want to be the focal point. I realize you can't see it really because of the depth. And then I think I'm going to use this bow underneath. I'm a little concerned about my color scheme not being the best. I've also got this little bow that I might prefer. I'll have to see. I love this, but it won't do me any good. This like rose is so pretty. So I'm going to take these, and the first thing I'm going to do is get black paint on them. They're already black, but my products will stick a lot better to paint than resin. So I'm just going to get this painted black. Resin just kind of repels everything. A little bit more black paint. And then I'll just paint this one too, just in case. I have a scrap mold here that I'm going to do a test on because I am not positive of my colors. So I'm just going to get some black paint on here. I forget what this is from, what mold. All right, so I've got some black on there. And we're going to dry that. I'll zoom in a minute here too. See if I can't get it to where you can see some depth. You just dry these. So I'm thinking about 3 different options. The first one is to just take, this is chameleon wax and it's sparkling silver. So I'm thinking about just taking this, my fingers. I gotta find something to scrape some of this out. My fingernails won't let me get in there. So that's black paint, nothing else done to it. And I've got the chameleon wax. And I could do something like that. Now that's not, it needs to be smoothed more. So I could do that and use that on here. Yeah, not sure I love that. The other thing I could do is seal that. And it's going to be a little bit tricky because I've got wax a little further down than I'd like. So I'm going to seal this. Oh, shucks. We'll dry that. So the heat gun is melting the wax and it smells awful. All right, now I'm going to take white paint, go over that, and it's all still wet, but and wipe that back. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. That's the look I'm going to go for. Okay. And then I still can use waxes if I want. This is a horrible brush. It's not clean. Now, I could have gone ahead and done this right over the resin. I didn't need to put the black paint on there if I knew I was going to be doing a wash. Okay, I'm going to try these. Hi, Joan. A lot of trial and error today. Let's see here. I want to wipe a lot of this off. This puppy gets hot. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on, because nothing that I'm doing is going to interfere with my background at all. So this is Victoriana, if you missed it. Make sure that that's nice and straight. Now, I do really like that one. I think I like the bigger one better. Tracy, you crack me up. It absolutely could. Okay. Let's make sure everything's nice and straight. I'm going to need that to dry. That's pretty good. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to add some more water to my white paint. I really should grab a new plate, but there we go. I hope this is upside right. I'm going to look at the mold real quick. It's upside down. There we go. Want to make sure you get in there. So I'm getting a vignette around these pieces with the paint. So that's why I'm not being careful. Really dry brush. And that's going to help that to stand out. Varying my direction. And it gets it to start looking more like, you know, a painting. I'm going to go up here. And then we get my brush just a little bit more wet. Give that same kind of dry brush look. We're getting there. It all comes together until it doesn't. Oh, Wendy, good. No, Catherine, I was on about 402. Oh, the bow being tweaked into a stand. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Love you guys thinking outside the box. So remember that was sealed. Again, it didn't have to be because I ended up going in with the white. But now I want to pull back. It's going to be a little bit loose still. Starting to see some of that design coming through. Right now I'm just concentrating on the high points. So whenever you have leftover resin, it's a good idea. Need a little bit more white paint. To just fill up a random casting so that you have it to do some tests. You know, and you got to think about how much of that do you want uncovered, right? I'm liking that. Now, what I don't want is for it to look spotted. If I'm uncovering stuff, I want you to be able to see what it is. And that's what becomes a little bit tricky doing this. So I need you to be able to see the stems and I want you to see that that's a flower right there. And if I don't like it, I'll just cover it back up with the white paint and change my plan a little bit. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, it looks really pretty in person. Okay, the next thing I need to do is blend in this background element. So I'm just going to rub that outside edge so it doesn't look like I did what I did. And I want to blend that in. Oh, it's so pretty. Hi, Prue. How are you? Thank you. Yes, I am Eastern Standard Time. All right. Let's see. I am going to take a smallish brush. I want to bring back some of those black edges. So it's more defined. That looks good. Okay. Now, I'm scared. Right now, for me, it is 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So what I want to do is go in with that wax, but I'm afraid to. I also could go in with the gold wax, but I think that's going to be a huge mistake. I don't know. Let me see here. So I'm gonna grab this little guy right here, and we're gonna test it out. So this is antique gold. That's antique gold right there. Let's hold that up over this. Oh, that might be really pretty. Gold or no gold, you guys? Gold or no gold? I'm leaning toward the gold. I need your opinions. You are good guys hanging out with me this long. I think people were non-believers. Looking for my drink. I can't find it though. Gold, gold. Okay, gold. Yes. All right. So this is Pentar Antique Gold. And I'm going to start with the bow. And a little bit goes a long way. I got some on the board, but I'm okay with that. I'm still scared. So it's just going to sit on the high points. Now, to tie that all in, you have to hit the perimeter of it. So I'm going to get just a little bit more. You've got to hit that edge. Like that. Or it's going to just stand out. Wasn't enough. Should do it. I think it's so pretty. You know, you could go in with a brush and get some in the background. I don't want to. I'm going to leave it like that. pull it in to my piece a little bit more. And that is it. Thank you, you guys. Let's go for the gold. Bling, please. Yes. So that's what we've got. I'm really happy with it. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out with me. If you are in the Fairy Door Workshop, I will be on tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and I will see everybody soon. Have a great day, everybody.